Hey YouTube, I'm here. Welcome back to Space Engineers. I figured out all the lag issues, at least a lot of them. I figured out multiple other issues, and have decided a complete overhaul doesn't call for several segments of this. First thing that I did was I decided to buff this, because these two are actually the single most important things holding that together, even though it'll be running the back and forth. You need a lot of these because of all the weight involved. So they are the single most important pieces. I'm thinking about putting some guns here and there. But they are the most important pieces. So these are actually double thick. The top and bottom of these are double thick. Same with the bottom, but that's for holding on to ships. I've decided, although I've kept the look of the last one, I have decided to do a complete overhaul of my design for these. You'll be able to fit some smaller ships inside, but not a whole lot of them, and some of them will be sticking out. But I'm going to do an overhaul of that. However, a little buffing here and extending this as far as it should be. Okay, yeah, I extended except for the gap, but extending this is one thing, and cutting this off, which I think these were my leg. I'm pretty sure this was my leg, what I had going on there. However, the primary overhaul, as you can see, instead of having a single main beam, there are now dual beams running the length down here. Along with that, there's a central column. This massive central column connects the two, and it has a nice viewing area. Now, here's the thing. The ends of this, you can get through all the way down this thing. Now, these are small, top and bottom, to go down there, because that's supposed to be for personnel only, not really ships, except for like small craft can fit down here. Small drones can fit, which means small drones need to be able to fit through. But then again, some of these holes are kind of big, so that's okay. That is okay. But thing is, getting up and down through here from one column to the next isn't going to be easy. And remember, this thing's going to be about 3 kilometers long. So if every few hundred meters there's this nice big area for you to fly a ship from top to bottom, vice versa, that's a good thing. And if you want to just take a sit here and look out, there's not going to be any air in here. It's just a nice little viewing area. You can see ships flying by, you can watch the construction. If you want to show people something, you can take them into one of the multiple viewing areas and have them stand there or whatever. There will probably be some guardrails and chairs, but yeah, it's not going to bulge out though. Or should it? Well, if it bulges out, that's literally going to be for the others, so I don't think so. It shouldn't bulge out, but nice little viewing area. And by doing all this, it doubles down on the rigidity of the station. By having these double thick means you need to shoot it a lot more to kill it. By having this be double, it takes more to blow huge chunks of the station off. You still just have to blow there and the other leg in order to blow that whole section off. But then again, it has the top as well. Now, that is in the middle. Remember, these sections are supposed to come out this way, so there's a gap there, but it's doubled down here, because the doubling to combine these will be the up and lower, will be the top and bottom things here, which will go out a good ways. About is that far enough? No, okay. So these are going to stick out all over the place, except for I didn't do it. I forgot I negated the top bottom bit. Okay, there you go. So, here. So, yeah, these things supposed to go something like that. They stick out a long ways. So, yeah. These are supposed to stick out that far and be connected all up and down and to the sides, along with these pillars here. So you don't need those because there's 4 things left to right. But this, in the middle, you can just cut there and cut there. Or you beforehand you would just cut the one and you would severely sever it. Now with it being connected, it is doubling down on rigidity of the station, although you can still just cut there and cut another one. But you now, instead of just being able to cut here and then flying over and being able to cut here, it leaves an L shape, or sort of. It's a Tetris. So now you have to cut both of them in order to separate it. In order to separate the station, you have to cut the both of them along with the main spine and the other side. So that's now 5 areas you have to cut instead of only 3. The main spine has to be cut, but now instead of 3, it's 5, and you have to be more strategic. You can cut this anywhere along there near one of these, or else it just doubles down on itself. So, but there is rigidity built into the space station now. In order for you to have to destroy it, you cannot just target here and then over there. You can't spread your fire. You have to concentrate. In order to concentrate means you need to be accurate, which means generally you need to slow down. And this is a SMDC space station. Do you think it's not going to have a whole lot of guns? Oh boy, are you in for a surprise? So how many was that? Like 50? Where'd that go? I think 50. That's, yeah, but you get the idea. You get the idea. It's supposed to stick out a lot, so yeah. So, yeah, along with that, I've added a bit more to the main spire. I mean, the main spine. Now I've also made this a little wider and added a little look to it, which is nice. The bottom's more open, and then they come to this nice area here, which is nice and open. They can go top to bottom and down there, and that happens quite often, mind you. It's quite often. And there's a jump drive in here. Yeah, the jump drive is missing. It's supposed to be right in there, but it is well guarded. Double there, single the rest, but you gotta go through the rest in order to get to it. So, yeah. Now I am thinking on top of each of these to have a small command area of sorts. Why? Well, why not? Have a command area there for construction. Maybe not living quarters, but then again, where are you going to have living quarters in this thing? Well, you have the ability to have living quarters in here. You have the ability to have living quarters in those. Well, not those, but you could have living quarters down there. I highly don't recommend it. Excuse me. I don't recommend that. But you could put living quarters on this bottom section. You could put living quarters in these, which is where I had designed them originally, and I still want them there. Thing is, adding in such components would lag the heck out of this. So, now this is my design. You're thinking, isn't there supposed to be another half? There is. The way it works, I'm going to build this, which will greatly reduce my lag. I'm working at 90 to 100 FPS right now. I should finish this at about 60 to 70 FPS, hopefully, with my machine without adding a lot of stuff that will give me lag. Alright? So I should finish. Then I take it, copy it, flip it around, just flip it and stick it onto this one, and then I have one segment, and I will upload that segment for you all to download. And then I'm going to take it, copy and paste that onto each other several times, and have something for the end caps. You have to have the end caps as well. Now the end cap, I'm literally going to take this and cut it just after this point. Once it's stuck on, I'll cut it after that point, and then take it, and that will be my end cap. You just stick it onto both ends. Okay, so, but I'll cap it off, and you'll see the end tips, and I'll put out, so you'll see 3 downloads. Well, there'll be 4. One download will be this segment. Actually, there will be 3. One download will be this one segment, one download will be the end cap, and one download will be the overall complete space station to give you the size. However, it is customizable in length, because you can stick more or less on it if you want. The large Crucible will call for a set, and the end caps have to be included. You will need 3 of these for the standard large Crucible. That is for the small Titans and plenty of Dreadnoughts, stuff like that. Alright? But it'll need 3 of these and then 2 end caps. So that will give you a total of 4 of these sections. It'll be exactly like this. It'll have 4 sections. These 4 sections that are shown here. The difference is the extra large you stick on another one. The extra large is for the flagship, which, yes, I'll tell you right now, the flagship is going to be named the Sojourner for Sojourner Mining and Defense Coalition. This, having 4 total segments, which will look like that, with the 4 pieces, is for other Titans. This flagship is supposed to be bigger. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, another major change I have done, you may have noticed, but it's probably unlikely given the size of it, but I actually increased the length by 10 blocks. And then I added in the lights. But I increased the total length of this, so the total width of the station, rather, by 10 blocks. It is 10 blocks wider here, and that means another 10 there. That's 20 blocks more. You can prove that once you turn on the antenna and have 2 sides, right? Because you still see these antenna here. There's supposed to be antenna on the other side as well, but obviously they aren't there. But once you turn on those antenna, you will see from my previous video that it is in fact there. Or you just turn on the beacons. But I will be moving those beacons. The antenna will stay. So you have these 4 antenna, there will be 4 more. Turn them on and view the distance. You already have the previous one. This is just a complete overhaul of that for doubling down, which is awesome. Now I 2 pass. Well, one goes one way, one goes the other way. What about going side to side? Well, you don't do that. You're saying, well, how do they get out? I'm thinking of putting in a door on the top and bottom. I'm not 100% sure about that, though. If there is a door, it'll go somewhere around, I'd say here. Just saying, if there's a door, it'll go right there. So you can go top to bottom. A nice entryway here, and you can go to the other if you want to and get out. So that's easy. And that way you don't have to fly 3 kilometers to get out. You just get out every now and then. Bonus, that way if someone blows one entryway, you're not trapped there. You can get out somewhere else. Hey presto, doubling down on capabilities. There's primary systems, secondary systems, backups to backups to backups. That's how it works. It's complicated, but it works. Catch you later.